We are here today at Meanwood in North Leeds, where they've just opened Yorkshire's first Your Local Pantry shop. Let's find out what it's all about.
I'm Vanessa, I work for InterAct, and this is the food pantry in Meanwood that we set up at Meanwood Community Centre in a storage container that's been converted into a shop.
And then, why have you done that? What's it all about?
Well, we've been part of the local community as a community development organisation for a long time. But last year we were working with the council and Voluntary Action Leeds, which is it supports third sector charities and other organisations in the city, and we were working with them getting food out to people during COVID, and we realised a lot of people needed food, they were struggling to get food, or people have lost jobs or already had financial struggles, and this was a way of being able to give people food without having to take away their choice of what they would get. So last year we were giving food in food parcels, and it would just be whatever was available would be given to you. But people wanted to be able to pay if they could, and people wanted to be able to choose, and we were starting to think, well, what's a better way of doing it? So we looked around at different models and decided to set something up like this.
And so how does it work then? What's the format?
People, it's a membership scheme, so people pay £3.50 when they come in for each time that they shop, but they then receive, or they choose the goods that they want to take away, but that adds up to more than £3.50 worth of food that they would get in a normal shop. So they're saving money but still able to choose what they have, and still able to pay, which was really important to the customers. The food comes mainly through an organisation called FareShare, who redistribute food from supermarkets and other places where it might have gone to waste otherwise. And then we also take donations from people, and we're able to give those as added extras when people have their shop. They get some freebies at the end if they want them.
And what's the feedback been like? What's been the response from local residents, local people, your first members? What's it meant to the community?
Really good feedback so far. So I think people have been surprised by how much they've been able to get for that £3.50 and feel like it's really valuable. And we're starting to get a lot. I think it's something that people get. They understand why there might need to be something like that in the community. But it's also something that's just easy to understand. It's a shop, but it's sustainable because of the way the food comes in, and it's also enables people who might be struggling financially for whatever reason, short term or long term, to be able to go and get food. So it's quite a nice way of bringing people together because it's something that's easy to understand, I think.
Excellent. And lastly, there's bound to be people who see this, who maybe elsewhere in Leeds or elsewhere in Yorkshire, who have got a lot of the same issues in their community, a lot of people struggling. What would you say to them if they're looking for a solution?
I think this is a really good scheme. Food is a good way of bringing people together. Whether it's you're cooking for people or whether it's something like this, again, it's something that people understand. So I think it's a great way of not just having a shop, but people connect with it. So whether you're standing in the queue coming in, whether you're taking one of the recipes and someone from the community has made recipes that will say, well, how can you use some of the ingredients in it? Whatever it is, it's quite a good way of bringing people together. And I would recommend it. That you don't have to be part of the Your Local Pantry franchise, but for us that's been a really helpful way of us setting up. It's just a good way of bringing people together. We have a freezer and we have a fridge. And a really good mix of products, and it changes each week. There's different things available to people each week.
I decided to join. It's been a few weeks now since I actually joined because I was unfortunately out of work, and I've been for nearly a year due to the pandemic. And yeah, I mean, I've really struggled to survive financially. So being able to come here and to top up on my food and get some essentials as well is really helpful. And also the fact that you contribute, so it's not just like it's given to you for free. And I can see it's a really useful way of replacing food banks in the future, which would be really good.
Did you come across anything like this before?
I hadn't, no, but I've always kind of been alert to community-based startups and organisations, and I always really kind of appreciate the work that's done at that level to reach out to people that are vulnerable and or are just sort of going through difficulty. It wouldn't be through a choice that somebody would say, well, I'll go to a food bank, or I think this is the next stage on, I think, and it's handing back empowerment to people so that they feel part of something that's not, that's bigger than themselves, which is really good.
Yeah, that's really positive.
Yeah.
And what were your first impressions then in terms of sort of the way it works and the food you get and what's on offer?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, obviously there's a limit because it's only a small shop, but it's been really good, and there's a good mix between, now they're getting more frozen stuff, there's a good mix between that and the fresh veg that's available, which is always really good. So, and there's a lot of tin stuff which again people can get in, and it keeps them ahead. So they're not running short and they're keeping things topped up. Well, certainly that's what's happening for me, so that's really helpful.
And what's it meant for your own situation then in terms of sort of food supplies at home and your household budget? Has it been?
Yeah, it's just been incredible. Yeah, because I mean, often when I do a shop like I've done today, and I've got the bag here, and if I look at that bag and I tot up how much that would cost me at the supermarket, there is no way that it would cost me £3.50.
Yeah.
So it's a massive saving, and that really, really helps. And that, again, for people that are in a difficult position financially, it's over time, it's going to massively help.
I've been volunteering in Meanwood for quite a while, and have volunteered with InterAct previously. And so at the beginning of the pandemic, we were taking food parcels out to people. And when Ness suggested about the pantry, it sounded such a brilliant idea that people could come and choose what they wanted rather than just being given a bag of groceries, that it just seemed a really good idea.
Excellent. And how's it been going then, sort of 4 weeks in? What have your impressions been?
It's been great, and it's been lovely to meet the people who are coming into the pantry to buy things, and to show them round and let them see what's available. And they're all so grateful, and we're getting to know them all now, and that's really good too.